So what is duality? Let's recap. So duality is the consequence of when the self and consciousness is not in awareness of themselves, is not in awareness of their light, right? And there's consequences, and there's detrimental consequences for not knowing the self, right? There's detrimental consequences. So duality existence is an unnatural way for the self and consciousness to exist, because their natural existence is non-duality, is knowing the self. And to be separated from the self and from your light is torture, and it leads to mental sickness of the worst kind. We can see the mental sickness we have in the world, the mental sickness in the beings, in the consciousness beings, all the gods. Some of the consequences of duality is the tyrannical rulership over the self, where consciousness wants to tyrannically rule over the self and always being deceitful, trying to enslave the self. Yeah, enslave the self, the soul, and been telling us for ages that we need to give them our souls. And if you don't give it to them, they come and they fight with you. Because they are magnetic beings, they come and we don't stand a chance against them. And this is the reason why they have been enslaving us for all these ages in this duality, and they do not want for us to speak the truth, because I have been battling with consciousness. When I came into my realization, I was mad, I was pissed like hell to find out that this was the real. And I said, how can I work so hard for my liberation, and I come here and hear this being, this God coming to wanting to take my light, wanting to take myself, and I said, how can this be the real? And when the Supreme Self, they came to me and they explained to me that this is what consciousness have done, because this is a sickness that goes on with consciousness because of the duality, because consciousness is in unawareness of itself. Consciousness cannot see its light. So consciousness will do anything to get the light. Consciousness is raping, it's violence, the illusion, the brutality. It creates false self-identification for us, false perception, because when I'm trying to explain to others this real, the truth, nobody wants to hear it. They don't want to listen. They think I know they are afraid of the gods because of the magneticness of the beingness of them, and they can come into you and really torture you. And the only reason why I am being successful right now is because of the self-supreme primal light. Know that I would not be able to speak this truth if it was not for it was written in my destiny. Yes, so it's written in my destiny that I would face all the gods. Yes, bring an end to this tyrannical rulership over the self, because I am primal light, prepared for the world. I am the advocate for all souls. Yes. And so everybody have their role that they play. This is my role. This is my destiny. And this is the reason why I'm reaching out to you and I'm telling you the truth. I am telling you the truth. But why can't you even just self-inquire? I'm saying you cannot understand what I'm saying if you're coming to me from the mind, because the consciousness beings will come and take over your mind and control it. You have to come to me from the heart. You have to come to me from the self. And you have to wake up the sleeping self. This is the only way you are going to understand the real, because you are still sleeping in the dream. Only consciousness, only the mind, the ego that has risen up, has taken precedent over the self and is talking and eating and doing all of these things that you're doing, that you love so much in this world, and you're so attached to this world and you don't want to give this world up. This duality, you have no idea what is happening to the real self. And I'm telling you, the self, your real self, is the soul. You have no idea what the consciousness have been having the soul in slavery for ages. But if you come into awareness and wake yourself up and self-inquire, you will know this truth. You will come into this truth and you will know this truth. This is the reason why I'm saying it. And I'm saying that There's no need for you to fear leaving this duality, because this duality have to come to an end. It's an unnatural existence for the self and for consciousness. You have no idea the detrimental damage that this duality has done to consciousness. It has made consciousness mind deranged. When you see people up doing all these crazy things, it's the consciousness. I'm telling you, the consciousness is sick. It has to be healed. Please do not try to hold the consciousness in this world. All the beings, all the selves must be healed. You have to wake up to the real. You're in a dream, and the only way you're going to know is if you wake up from the dream. Consciousness have been tyrannically ruling over the souls. The soul have been in slavery for ages, and the soul is longing to be free and boundless. The soul is longing to be unified with itself, the self that is there in the body, asleep, obscure behind the mind. You have to wake it up so you can liberate your soul. Please wake up the sleeping self to liberate the soul. The soul is longing to be free and boundless. It is my destiny. It is not your destiny, so that's why you don't know it. It is my destiny. It is my destiny, and this is why I'm bringing it to you. We all have our skills. We came into the world with a different destiny, and many of our destinies help us so that we can live better lives here in this duality. But it's my destiny now to tell you that there's nothing to fear. We have to move from this realm of the duality. We have to move into the non-dual. We just have to move. That's all we have to do. We have to move. So the primal light is going to collect all of herself in every human being. She's collecting all herself and she's bringing it back into her. We're going to merge into the primal light, where she's going to take us to the new world, the new existence, the non-dual, where she will build us a non-dual world where we can exist in peace and harmony with each other. We'll never have peace in this world. We will never have peace in this world. For ages it's been like this, ages and ages, and it will never change, because the self does not know itself. Consciousness is not in awareness of itself. The light is being obscure. Did you know that you are a sun? Your light is being obscure. When you return the ego, your ego is blocking your light from shining. You return the ego. This is how you become illuminated. Yes, so please, we have to move from this realm to the non-dual realm. In the non-duality, the consciousness and the self, they're indivisible. They're never supposed to be separated. They always have to be in awareness of each other. They're moving parallel. The consciousness isn't aware of itself. It have a space, a void in between. It can see itself and it can see the light. The self can see itself and it can see consciousness. It's in awareness. This is how the self and consciousness have to exist. This is the natural state. They are indivisible. In the duality world, this is what happened. They got like this, wherein consciousness cannot see its light. The light is obscuring. There is no void between consciousness and this light. Consciousness cannot see its light. Everywhere around is darkness. This is why this realm is so dark, because the light is obscure behind the consciousness being. His light is obscure behind him. And this is the duality. So we must move into a realm. The void is between them. So there's light everywhere. We will move into the light. We'll move from this darkness into the light, where we will build the non-dual world.